We have final, not the least important, but it's the final in the list of these projects, called Examus. It will be presented by Mashkeeva, commercial director of this electronic platform. In the topic of this project, they have the person, and I've been asked, this is a medical term. We have developed a proctoring technology, or the user behavior analysis on exams and tests, to prevent it works like an application. It catches a camera stream, audio stream from the microphone, doesn't require any installation in the computer, any additional applications or the software products, and monitors user behavior in the process, or by using automatic algorithms on the basis of AI, or optionally with the participation of people. And at the output, we get a video recording of the testing, report materials, and the level of trust to any particular user. In the basis of this technology, we have the set of machine algorithms patented, which we call cyber proctoring. Basically speaking, it's a neural network which works in the browser of the user, and they do all the main operations, all the way to identification of a person who went to pass the exams, and all the calculations to the picking probabilities. So we control the person, and it allows us to scale the technology. Today, our main challenges for proctoring system is the necessity to take into consideration big number of exams users who enter from different platforms, different devices, different internet channels, and they are located in different regions. So by actions of different laws and personal data storage and GDPR laws. So we use our own cyber proctoring technology. We use open protocol for integration with any test platforms, and possibility of placing our services in any infrastructure, including in the closed contour of the client. Speaking about our technological competitive advantages, we can unite them by one single word: flexibility. This technological flexibility allows us to build flexible business model and work with different categories of clients, from small schools, universities, and platforms, all the way to the ministries of education and large regional integrators. Today, proctoring and training analytics is growing. It's related with online learning, and the fastest growing regions are those you see on the slide. We work in all these regions, and a little bit we work on the United States market, but we don't look at it as the main one, because right now this is the most saturated and competitive in this particular sphere. In recent 2 years, our revenue is doubling every 6 months, and we've been doing seriously in the year 2020 in lead generation. So we do hope that we will keep this trend in 2021. In addition to that, our main objective for the next year is to increase the share of foreign sales in our revenue picture. 80% of our clients and our revenue is ARR, and we have zero outflow, zero churn of the clients. We go to the foreign markets using sales channels and marketing and promotion from our partners. Our partners today are LMS and test platforms and big IT and EdTech integrators. As an example, I can make Microsoft Ghana certify. We negotiate with Networks. The main resource is our team. We have 44 people on full-time, and this team closes all the competencies which we need for the development of the product and supporting our users. We see our future development in the area of adaptive training. We have created products which allow us not only to monitor exams, but also look at the level of involvement and interest of users into the learning online process and give feedback to teachers and lecturers. Today, we're searching for strategic investors and partners for scaling in foreign markets. We'll be happy to cooperate. That's all I wanted to tell you. Thank you very much for your attention.
Maria, thank you so much. Right on time. You are the winner in the timing category, but hopefully that's not the only one category where you're going to win. Tatiana, please start our expert session. Indeed, a very concise presentation. So my feedback is that it would be interesting to understand whether the exam is a key part here, or we talk about educational process and just tracking of education overall. So whether it's only exams or actually it's broader solution for broader context of education when we can track people studying via video? That's an interesting product-based question. Also, I'm curious about the business model with the licensing for big platforms. Whether you actually assign certain value to that part. Do you think that in the long term you can augment your product or repurpose your value and become a platform in the future so that most of your income and value would come from there? And can we talk more about enterprise sales? I mean, if it's an enterprise partner which pays you over 100,000, so we want to understand better. I want to better understand your sales procedure, but otherwise it's very succinct. Thank you. Vadim, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Maria, good overview. This is a good example of how the AI technology can be used in the educational segment. The use of intellect, the intelligence in AI, yes. But I love this industry-based focus. Therefore, that's why I would recommend this project, in addition to international markets expansion, to consider new levels, new heights in Russia. Specifically, I think the support of industry-based pilots would be good. Skolkovo, I think, could help you with those pilot-based integrations. I mean, if you find a significant client for that, for a number of those pilots, I think Skolkovo would be able to provide a subsidy for that pilot integration, covering a huge chunk of a client's costs. So if I were you, I would really consider the possibility for that significant pilot integration. Things that you would need to update for that, and maybe you'd be able to find a potential big client for this sort of order in Russia. Skolkovo will provide you with all of the support tools, definitely. Alexander, your turn. Indeed. Turns out that about a month ago we were providing a feedback to the team, specifically for American market as well, and I see that our feedback was not in vain. It was quite fitting. The presentation is good. And all of the issues that we mentioned the last time have been covered. Therefore, it's hard for me to add anything else, but I will try. Well, you can invite them to negotiate. You can contribute to their success. Yeah, we're doing that. We are doing that. I mean, we know almost all the companies presenting today. I believe that the key speciality of the product is its flexibility. That's why we suggest developing markets. That's why you should probably automate marketing up till providing an API. So it's not simply B2B, hard, expensive, etc., but something that will help people to use this thing via word of mouth. As Maria said, we're all living online, and maybe, yeah, I'm always talking about focus, but maybe I'd suggest looking into some sort of additional niches. I think companies are wondering what their employees are doing during corporate meetings, whether they are getting distracted or not. So I think some really adjacent and contiguous niches might be specifically interesting here. And industrial security. If you're wondering about that market, we can talk about that as well. I mean, it's been offline, but we can keep on talking. And Pavel? I mean, it's unanimous support, and I will join. But I'm not deeply involved into the subject. So two things are not entirely clear for me. The solution of the problems with micro headphones, which are not visible by the camera. I mean, that might be a way to cheat. I don't understand whether your camera is able to cope with that. Your algorithm is able to cope with that. And I mean, it's always frightening when AI controls the actual intelligence. But you had a quite large number of cheaters whom you've been caught, and based on that you trained your model. That's curious. But summing up what my colleagues said, yeah, we're always going to focus. We're always recommending our startups to focus, but you have so much room to pivot. If you hit the brick wall, for example, the exams in the police when people get their driving license, or entrance exams into the university. I mean, if you have decent technology, there are so many ways to use it. Great, great. Dear colleagues, I'd like to say to all of the presenters, thank you very much for being so concise. Thank you for your stories and emotions. And I'd like to specifically thank our experts, Pavel, Tatiana, Vadim, and Alexander. Thank you for finding the time to make your contribution. I mean, since you know these startups, probably we're doing the right thing here, because we're making a good selection. And Alexander, since the last meeting, you're getting better. I believe that also is a compliment to us. We are getting better. There is this good dynamics, and we need to support it. Dear colleagues, thank you so much. Many thanks to Sberbank for this session. And hope to see you again this year and next year as well. Thank you.